भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 10, Deliverance of Yamularjuna Trees, text number 10, 10, 10, 10. Deva sangiptam apyante कृमि वेद भस्म संगीतम भूतधृक् तत्कृते स्वर्थम किं वेदान्यरयो यथा। देव संगीता, the body now known as a very exalted person, like president, minister, or even demigods. Api, even if the body is so exalted, ante, after death, krimi turns into worms, wet or into stool, bhasma sangitam or into ashes, bhutadru, a person who does not accept the shastric injunctions and is unnecessarily envious of other living entities. Tatkrite, by acting in that way. Swartham, self-interest. Kim, who is there? Veda, who knows? Nirayayata, because from such sinful activities one must suffer hellish conditions. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, while living one may be proud of one's body, thinking oneself a very big man, minister, president, or even demigod. But whatever one may be, after death, this body will turn into worms, into stool, or into ashes. If one kills poor animals to satisfy the temporary whims of this body, one does not know that he will suffer in his next birth. For such a sinful miscreant must go to hell and suffer the results of his actions. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, 3 words, Krami, Vid, Bhasma, are significant. After death, the body may become krimi, which means worms, for if the body is disposed of without cremation, it may be eaten by worms, or else it may be eaten by animals like hogs and vultures and be turned into stool. Those who are more civilized burn the dead body, and thus it becomes ashes. Bhasma Sangitam. Yet, although the body will be turned into worms, stool and ashes, foolish persons, just to maintain it, commit many sinful activities. This is certainly regrettable. The human form of body is actually meant for Jivasya Tattva Jigyasa, enlightenment in the knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, one must seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Tasmat gurum prapadyeta jigyasu sheya uttamam. One must approach a guru. Who is guru? Shabde parecha nishnatam. A guru is one who has full transcendental knowledge. Unless one approaches a spiritual master, one remains in ignorance. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. One has full knowledge about life when one is Acharyavan, controlled by the Acharya. But when one is conducted by Rajaguna and Tamoguna, one does not care about anything. Instead, one acts like an ordinary foolish animal, risking his life. Mrityu sansara vartamani. And therefore, continuing to go through suffering after suffering. Nate vidhu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Bhagavatam 7.5.31. Such a foolish person does not know how to elevate in this body. Instead, he indulges in sinful activities and goes deeper and deeper into hellish life. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. So in this chapter, deliverance of Yamalarjuna trees, Manigriva and Alkuvera are the 2 sons of Kuvera. They were cursed by Narad Muni to become trees because they were taking or frolicking in the waters with ladies and intoxicated and wearing and naked. So Narad Muni was passing by and he thought this is not good for them. Narad Muni didn't take any offense. He is Raj Rishi, Dev Rishi, he is Deva Rishi. He did not take any offense. But to correct their behavior, he decided to curse them. Generally we curse out of anger, but Narad Muni was not angry. He was trying to help these 2 boys by cursing. So he cursed them to become trees. But the benefit of the curse was that because they were naked, so trees are naked, so better you become tree. But when they ask for forgiveness, then Narad Muni said, curse cannot be taken back, but your realization will help you that I will allow you to take birth in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj as the two trees. And when Krishna will play his Okalbanda pastime, you will be delivered and you will see Krishna face to face. Not a bad deal. Because at the end, saw Krishna face to face and went back to Golok Dham. This cursing, giving blessings has been going on for so many lives, millions and millions of years. The whole Bhagavatam is full of. One time, one Maharaj, he came to our temple and he said, I am coming from a temple where a big incident happened. The daughter of temple president, she was married to the local director of Food for Life, and something happened that the daughter committed suicide. Then one devotee, senior devotee, was sitting, he felt very offended. He said, Maharaj, what is this ISKCON? And what is this GBC doing? These things are happening. Nothing is being done. That's why people are leaving ISKCON. Who was GBC? Chairman. And Maharaj said, don't become angry. GBC was Brahma. GBC chairman was Brahma. And daughter was of Daksha. And Food for Life director was Lord Shiva. So that happened. And GBC chairman, Lord Brahma, he intervened and settled the matter. So this is what has happened in the history. We can take lessons from there. We can understand that this Bhagavatam is still going on in Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON movement. And here, what Narad Muni is talking, what Narad Muni is saying, that we are proud of our body, bodily features, positions, exalted levels. Janmashvarya Shrutasi bhi Edmana Mada Praman. Queen Kunti mentioned in Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 26. We are proud of Janma, high birth in an aristocratic, righteous family. Janma, Ashwarya, opulence, no need to work twice whole day. Shruta, very learned, PhDs, very nicely memorize all the verses of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Shruta, Shri, beauty. We become proud because of all this. By becoming proud, there's a huge problem. But Krishna said right there, and Kunti said right there, but Lord Krishna, because she is praying to prayers of Queen Kunti. The chapter's name is Prayers of Queen Kunti. She is praying because Lord Krishna is leaving now Hastinapur, going back to Dwarka. After doing his pastimes of Mahabharata Yuddha, he is going back. Queen Kunti is praying. And she is saying that people become proud of their positions, people become proud of their possessions, beauty, wealth, everything. But Twam Kinchar Gochara, Lord Krishna, you are not accessible to those who are proud of their position of this. By whom you are accessible? Twam Kinchar Gochara. Those who have exhausted all the resources of counteracting the miseries of this material world. By money, by exercising, by dieting, by organic food, by so many ways they are trying to counter, but the Dahik, Davik, Bhautik, threefold miseries nobody can stop. Everyone is inflicted. I may be even Lord Brahma, from ant to Lord Brahma. Yastu Indriya Athvendriya Indragopa. Lord Brahma said in Brahma Samhita that you or anyone may be Indragopa, the name of the worm who lives in the stool. Or you may be Indra, the king of heaven. He covered everyone practically. A worm living in a stool, Indragopa, and the Indra, the king of heaven, both. They have to karmanu rupamapi. They have to go through their karma. Whatever action we do, is all recorded. Karmana Devanetrena Jantur Deho Upapatti. Devanetrena, 12 cameras are focused on us. Nobody can escape. Even if I escape those 12 cameras, Lord is sitting in my heart, recording even every single thought. Isn't that embarrassing? Because whole day I simply think the topics of sense gratifications. Believe it or not, Krishna is recording every single thing. He knows what we are doing throughout the day. When Parikshit Maharaj in chapter 19 of Canto 1 asked Shukdev Goswami Maharaj, who arrived after he got cursed, again cursed. Bhagavatam is full of curses and blessings and prayers and the rewards. So Parikshit Maharaj got cursed by son of a Brahmana, Shrangi, son of Shamika Rishi. It was not a huge fault, but Parikshit Maharaj took upon himself, yes, I was at fault. I did a mistake. I must suffer. And he came after retirement, gave up all the kingdom and everything, and came to the bank of the Ganges. Of course, it was Yamuna, but it's mentioned like that. And he decided to fast for 7 days right away, fasting. And then, and all the big sages, they all heard the news. Wow, it's like a thunderbolt. Raj Rishi, Parikshit Maharaj, he is going to die in 7 days out of the bite of a snake bird. What we are going to do now? What he is going to do now? Sometimes these curses are like, for example, I get a news that I had a backache for a month. I went to the doctor. They did tests on me. And they said, sir, you are at the last stage of your cancer. And you have maybe month or 2 months or 3 months max. You are finished. My first reaction would be, why me? I'm such a nice person, such a nice devotee, chanting my Satsang house every day. Why I'm picked by Krishna like this? I'm such a faultless person. Why this misery has come on me? Then I tried to become angry, because when this thing happens, anger comes out because I cannot do anything. Then I begin to accept it. Acceptance comes much later, but then reaction comes. I may go to the best doctors of the whole world. Nachagadam Balasyaneho Pitro Narsimha Nacha. Prahlad Maharaj is saying to Narsingh Bhagwan, oh Lord Narsimha, nobody can, a boat drowning cannot be saved by the captain of the boat. A person dying of a disease cannot be saved by any medicine or a doctor. And a child whose father became his own enemy, who could protect such a child? Only you, oh Lord Narasimha, you are the one who is for everyone. Akinchara Gochara. One who has no resource, no place, no shelter, no help. Lord Krishna, you are the help, you are the resource, you are the friend of that Akinchan Gochara. But the hardest part is, this Maya is so strong. Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya is my external energy. Duratya. Very tough. Very tough. Same thing mentioned here. Prabhupada quoted 7531. Prahlad Maharaj. Natte vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. दुराशया जे बही अर्थ मानिना अंधागतांधेर उपनीयमान तेपि श्रुतांत उरिदामिनी बद्धा. Blind is leading blind. I am blind, you are blind. Come and follow me. People do not know, na te vidu, they do not know. Swartha gatim hi Vishnu, to take shelter at the holy feet, at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, Krishna, Yajna. Durashaya. And what they have done? They have taken shelter, dura, bad connection, shelter, support, bahi artha manina. They assumed that manina, that this external material energy of the Lord, if I take shelter, I can enjoy, I can be happy. Then blind is leading, andha gatandher upniyamana. I am blind, I am writing a big book. I am Deepak Chopra or I am whatever big. Dale Carnegie in America. I can be anything big. And I am writing how to be happy, how to win your friends, 100 traits of successful businessman. I am writing big books, how to be happy. And I then commit suicide. Dale Carnegie committed suicide. And he wrote many books, how to be happy. How anyone can be benefited by those books? How can anyone be benefited by such a teaching? That's why people need to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Amla Purana. That is why it is very necessary. And it is also mentioned, the Prabhupada by Srila Prabhupada, take shelter. Acharyavan Purusha Veda. Bhagavan, Acharyavan, Bhagyavan, Dhairyavan, Acharyavan. One who take shelter, one who has connection, one who, Prabhupada said, one who is controlled. Prabhupada translated Acharyavan means controlled. So those who have taken shelter, those who are controlled by Guru, Tadvigyartha nartham sah gurum abhigachet. Abhigachet means must, no choice. It's not an option. It's not that I decided not to take a guru. No. You cannot decide, you are a fool. You must take shelter of a guru. Those who are sitting here, if they have not taken shelter of a guru, must take now. Now it is the time. Do not procrastinate. Do not postpone your plans of taking initiation. Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Lalita Vishaka, Shri Gaurnitaya Krishna Balram ki jai. Do not procrastinate. Parikshit Maharaj asked, what is the duty of humanity? Especially one who is about to die. He asked for us. And Shukdev Goswami Maharaj, he said, Variyanam, your question is very exalted, very wonderful question you have asked. Because this question will benefit the whole humanity. Variyanam, your question is very good, great question. Then he replied, 3 chapters have been dedicated in the whole Bhagavatam is dedicated to those 2 questions, but the 3 chapters of Canto 2, first step in God realization, chapter 1 of 2nd Canto, 2nd chapter, Lord in the heart, and 3rd chapter, the Bhagwan, Krishna, Supreme Personality Godhead, full feature, 2-handed Shyam Sundar. So in the first chapter of 2nd Canto, Shukdev Goswami spoke about the same thing which is described again here by Narad Muni. What he said, that people, they are so much enamored by their own body. Deha, apatya, children, kalatra, wife, adishu, brother-in-law, father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, all laws. Atma Sanyeshu, Meri Sena, this is my army. This is my protector, these are my friends, these are my helpers. Asassu api, but these helpers will not come handy. Asatsu. Why they are asatsu? Why they are asat? Why they are temporary? Why they are not eternal? They are eternal, but their body. Asatsu api. And what is the result of that kind of understanding? I am such a gross idiot. Pramatta tasya nidhanam. One by one, everyone is dying, one by one after another, one after another. Pramatta tasya nidhanam. Pashyan api na pashyati. I see but don't see. Seeing means realizing. Seeing means realizing the fact that this body, antavattu ime deha, this body is going to end at some point. And this body is cause of misery. Maybe cancer, maybe fever, maybe headache, maybe backache, maybe stomach. All the time something is going on in this body. And even if the body is fit, this mind will not allow me to sit even for a second. I am Godas. I am being governed by my senses. That's why I am miserable. So here, all these people, all these positions, the goal of human form of life is, because here it is mentioned, thinking oneself a very big man, president, prime minister, yoga guru, share market guru, big business tycoon, make money like this. President, whenever a president is elected in the United States, they say, most powerful man in the whole world, controls the biggest army of the whole world. One time Prabhupada was walking with the devotees and there was one monument of ex-president of the United States, and devotees of Prabhupada, ex-president of the United States, maybe Washington, I don't know, I don't remember. Then Prabhupada said, okay, first of all, his statue is there, birds are passing stool on his statue, that's one thing. And second thing, where is he now? Is he still president, do you know? He's finished. People might be saying at that time, oh, without Modi, without Washington, without Johnson, without this prime minister, without this economist, how this country will run? They are finished, country is still running. No cares, finished, go ahead. People even forget. They remember sometimes just on the anniversary, death anniversary, minor ceremony, and they finish. They put them in a photo frame and hang on the wall. So this is the material life. We try to accumulate so much toys and wealth, but won't come handy. Alexander the Great, when he was about to die, he conquered the whole world almost. When he was about to die, he asked his doctors, could you please all of you consult and look at my disease and consult among yourselves and discuss how my life can be extended even for just 2 years. I will finish my remnant of the work which I had a plan to conquer. I will finish that off also. Then the doctor said, sir, you have a severe disease. What do you speak of 1 or 2 years? We cannot even give you 1 month. Then he said, if you give me that 1 month, I will give you my half of the kingdom of the world. And then the doctor said, sir, we cannot do it. We are helpless. We are doctors, but we cannot stop death. You are destined to die. Then he said, okay, give me just one day, I will give you the whole kingdom. And doctor said, no, we cannot even do that. You may give us all of this, but we cannot extend even for a day. Then Alexander the Great, he realized, I spent my whole life in winning this whole world as my kingdom. And now today, I spend my whole life, all days and years and months and days, and now I cannot get even a day by giving all of that. Why the hell I did that? He realized that. And then he realized, he asked them, okay, now he called his ministers, my dear ministers, you all know that I am about to die, and you have just seen that they have given up. I cannot even get in even a day. What you do when I die, my casket, put all the diamonds and rubies and gold ornaments on that casket. And it's little unusual, I am asking you, what you do, you put 2 circle hole on the both sides and put my hands out from my casket when you take me to for burying. And the path of the, chapel and everything, that should be of gold plated and all the diamonds and everything. And one of the ministers asked, sir, why you are asking all of these? He said, because I wanted to. And fourth thing I want is, all these doctors who are sitting here, they must carry my casket. Now, why are you asking all of these? Because I'm asking this because I wanted to show the whole world from my own example that Alexander the Great came empty-handed and going empty-handed. Nothing could go with him. And all the diamonds and gold and rubies that I collected, gathered, looted, whatever, my casket is bedecked with all of that, and my whole pathway for my place, that they're all, everything is left behind, nothing could go with me. And all the doctors were also present because they are carrying my dead body now. Beautifully decorated dead body. That will show to the whole world, nothing is going to work. Mrityu sarvasya harascha aham. At the time of death, you may be whatever you are, I take away everything from you. Just do not put so much effort in these pursuits. Live a life of self-preservation, simple living and high thinking. Do not overindulge atyahar priyasascha prajalpa niyamagraha janasangasya lolyam cha shadvir bhakti vinashyati. Rupa Goswami in Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, he mentioned that atyahara, priyasa, overeating, over-collecting, over-endeavoring, nonsense talking, gossips, newspapers, magazines, TVs, news, soap, opera or dramas or theaters or music, whatever is there, is all not going to help. Don't waste your time into that. Simply endeavor for self-realization. Tattva jigyasa. Jivasya. The human form of body is actually meant for jivasya tattva jigyasa, enlightenment in knowledge of spiritual values. Parabhavastavad abodhajata yavana jigyasam atma tattvam. Parabhav. All our endeavors are defeated parabhav. यावन जिज्ञासम आत्म तत्व, जब तक, until when we do not endeavor for Atma Tattva. Who am I? What I am doing? What is my duty? Why I am suffering? Answer these questions, or get answer these questions. Answer of these questions. That is the human form of life. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunam, eating, meeting, sleeping, defending. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunam, samanya metad pashubhi naranam, common between animals and humans. Dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho. Because when I teach Bhagavad Gita to 250 students in university, nowadays it's online, this is the very first verse I quote to them. I start from here to bring them to the basics. Dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho. To know who am I, to know what is my duty in this world, to establish the lost connection with Krishna, our Supreme Father. That is the human form of life. Otherwise, we are just polished animal. And that is why it is recommended here, human form of life. The process is given by Srila Prabhupada. The philosophy had never been so transparent and clear as it is now, by the expert purpose of Srila Prabhupada. No need to go anywhere, no need of any shelter other than Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. I don't want to give up this shelter, because after many millions of lives of human form or animals, or 884 lakh, so 8.4 million species of life, I have been through all of them. And now the philosophy is very clear. Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru, Acharya of the time, he has established, because if it had been 50 years back, impersonalism was devouring the whole world. Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi, Paschatya Desha Tarane. Paschatya Desha doesn't mean, one time I was talking to a group in Delhi, and they said, Srila Prabhupada gave teachings for Paschatya Desha, Western. So you preach there, don't preach to us, we know everything. But Paschatya Desha is not the white Americans or Europeans. Paschatya Desha is the mentality which is pervading now in the whole world. What is that mentality? Rinam kritva ghartam pibet, bag borrow steal. Rinam kritva ghartam pibet, yavat jivam sukham jivet, enjoy, bag borrow steal. Charvak Muni said, asya bhasmasya dehasya kuta punaragman bhavet. Who is coming back? No, finish. That's why enjoy this life as much as you can. People, even if they are diagnosed with terminal disease, they do not know what to do. They think, oh, I'm going to die in 1 year because cancer is spreading. Better I enjoy like anything, whatever is left to enjoy. They become more trapped. They become more miserable. In next life, they suffer like anything. Sometimes they put into hellish life. Instead, he indulges in sinful activities. If I am a devotee, what would be my reaction? I am diagnosed with cancer. What would be my reaction? Parikshit Maharaj, we have lesson. We know what Parikshit Maharaj did. Do the same thing. We need not to ask anyone what to do, because we know Srila Prabhupada, in ISKCON, we know what to do when miseries are hitting us. Our reaction will be a lot more different than those who do not know the philosophy. That is why there is a need to preach this philosophy all over the world by distributing books. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna updesh. Amaragya guru hoya taro hi desh. When I went to do my PhD in America, I was very much Indian, very much proud of my philosophy. And when I got these books, I began to read. I realized no need to hate anyone. Simply just preach Krishna consciousness, that's all. Do not engage in bodily platform of understanding. Your status will be much lower, like animal. Narad Muni said, Pancharatra, Narad Muni said, Sarvapadi Vinirmuktam, get freed from all these designations, thinking big man, minister, president, demigod, whatever. Tatparatyena nirmalam. Then you become, why nirmalam? Because as long as I am thinking I am this body, deha, patya, kalatra, dishu, I am engaged in my own body, my relatives, my family, my friends, my nation, my society. As long as I am thinking like that, I am no better than an animal. A dog is also barking another dog under the street. Is that the life we want to live? Shva vara ustra kharer sanstuta purusha param. Shva, dog, vara, hog. Shva vara, ustra, camel, khare, ass. This type of mentality, like camels and asses, eating, meeting, sleeping, defending whole day. Or is that human form of life? Is that a very small life? That is why Srila Prabhupada gave us Srimad Bhagavatam, nice purpose, wonderful. Go anywhere in the whole world. I have been meeting, I met so many sannyasis and gurus and read so much literature. But when I came to Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita purports and translations, nothing like that. Even Acharyavan, just one word. And look at Prabhupada's translation. Acharyavan means controlled by Acharya. Somebody could have translated one who possesses Acharya. Bhagavan possessing six opulence, Dharyavan possessing patience. But Prabhupada is controlled by Acharya. Not having Acharya in his plate or in pocket. No. This is power of Srila Prabhupada. The best word he will bring and deliver us. Acharya. Acharya means one who teaches by his own example. Prabhupada taught us how to live a Grihastha life. Prabhupada taught us how to not to give up preaching and chanting, even though he was in a very precarious situation when he went to United States. He never gave up preaching. Never blamed Krishna, you have done this to me, why? I was nicely preaching, you interfered badly. That is the point. That is the whole point of, and moreover, sometimes Rajoguna, but when is conducted by Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and does not care about anything, instead one acts like an ordinary foolish animal. Rishabh Dev, when he was speaking to his 100 sons, headed by Bharat Maharaj, he said same thing. What he said? Nayam deho deho bhajan nirloke kastan kaman arhati vit bhujang ye tapo divyam putra ka jain satvam shuddhyad yasmat brahma sokhyatanantam. My dear sons, please do not engage like hogs and dogs. It's 2-liter hog. Nayam deho deho bhajan nirloke. You have come to this material world. Kastan kaman, you work. Diva charte here rajan kutumba bharanen va. Parikshit Maharaj was told by Shukdev Goswami. What people are doing? Whole day they work hard. Kastan kaman, get some money. And nitya, ratri, they become engaged in sinful activities. Getting entrapped in the reactions. What is this life? My dear sons, please, for example, if somebody, one of my friend, he is coming from Mysore and he's brought a big log of sandalwood for me as a gift. And now, after a week, when he visits me again, he finds me that I have put the log in the fire and getting heat out of it. It's very cold outside, so I'm getting heat. Then my friend said, "What are you doing? I brought this sandalwood for you out of the way from Mysore, just to put it by rubbing slightly and take chandan and put it on your forehead and have this beautiful, wonderful smell. Instead of that, you put the whole log in the fire. What is this nonsense?" Similarly, this body, human form of body, has a meaning. Adhruvam tadapi arthadam. It is temporary, but it is a huge meaning into it. Adhruvam tadapi arthadam. What is that artha? What is the meaning? It should be utilized very, very carefully. Everyday chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. We have come to ISKCON. We have started chanting. We have started taking prasadam. We have started following 4 regulative principles. But one thing which is the basis of this whole ISKCON or books or everything, that is the chanting of our 16 rounds right in the morning before Bhagavatam class, if I don't have a seva of that time either. But in general, 99.999% devotees must follow these instructions, that rise before sunrise, 2 hours before sunrise, attend Mangal Aarti, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles. If we do that, Srila Prabhupada gave a guarantee, you will go back to Godhead. Nobody can stop you. This is the power of Acharya. We may not be fully perfect. We may be 70-80% okay. Still we have faults. But Srila Prabhupada has given us guarantee that I will take you back to Godhead. 4, 16, 4. Chant. Rise 4 o'clock in the morning. 4. Chant 16 good rounds. 16. Follow 4 regulative principles. That is our slogan. That is our basic. Books are the basis. What are the books are the basis, and utility is the principle. Whatever we have got, house, family, children, utilize all of that, engage all of that in service of Krishna, based on the books, because it says here. Because miscreants, they do all of this out of ignorance. They do not follow. Pravartim cha nivirtim cha janana vidurasura. These asur-like mentality, this paschatya mentality, beg, borrow, steal, enjoy. This mentality is very dangerous. It must be given up. And to hold on to that platform, that we are following 4 regulative principles, that we are associating with devotees, that we are reading Bhagavatam, that we are rising every day morning, this platform which we have achieved by some or the other reason or the causeless mercy of devotees or Krishna or Guru or Srila Prabhupada, to hang on to that platform, one basic thing. Never forget that basic thing, and that is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Never give that chant, never give up that chanting. If we do that, nobody can save us. Even I may be in ISKCON for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, Nagati Kutopi. If I leave Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON, Nagati Kutopi. Nobody can save me. I can get reinitiated by some pseudo sadhu who can just speak of what I want him to speak. But that will take him and me both to hell. Andha gata andhe rupniyamana. Never leave Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. Hare Krishna. Hare. Thank you very much. Any question or comment, please take microphone and speak up slowly and loudly if you have any questions. There you go. Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much for your how should we as aspiring spiritualists consider this situation and react? What is your opinion on this?
Wonderful, wonderful question. How do we approach to those who are engrossed, engaged in sinful materialistic life? How do we preach to them without getting affected? Very good question. Srila Prabhupada.
This is not my question.
Okay.
My question is, when we are seeking self-realization and we eventually land up meeting those who can educate us, but after some time we see that their own ways and lifestyles are very perverted in comparison to the teachings that they usually share. How should we react to that situation?
So thank you, because I always re-quote the question to make sure that I understood the question. The question is, if we are being educated within ISKCON or elsewhere by a person or a devotee who we see is not exactly on the platform what Srila Prabhupada taught us or the teachings. He is adjusting the teaching. This happened. One great disciple of Srila Prabhupada early on, he took sannyas, and very early top 10 disciples, top 12 disciples of Srila Prabhupada, the first disciples, and one of them, he distorted. What he said, why you are chanting so loudly? It's disturbing everyone. Chant very quietly, in your own mind. He distorted. He started writing his own Bhagavad Gita again on top of Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. Another mistake. So whenever this thing happened, this is called fall down. Person fell down, people know him, who was he fell down, got police cases, so many things happened because that's Maya. Defying Guru's position, minimizing his position is a sign of fall down. And we approach such senior devotees, if we see them, we do not want to take a position of correcting them. For them, ISKCON is an organized society. We have a governing body commission, we have full organization taking care of all those things. We have checks and balances and corrections. When we see awkward behavior by any devotee, sannyasi or priest or president or whatever, we try to counsel by the group of senior most exalted sannyasis and devotees and authoritative people. They do it. We don't take that position, but we simply, if we see deviation, we avoid. Like I was walking in Goshala one day and I saw very senior devotees distorting the philosophy. But this is what not Prabhupada said. Instead of arguing, I avoided, paid obeisances and left. So whenever, because Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, when I teach Bhagavad Gita to students, I always say, three things must be corroborating with each other. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. For example, one time I went to London and I had to go to Trafalgar Square. I went to the information booth and asked him, I want to go to Trafalgar Square. He said, yes, you will see Odeon Cinema, you will see High School on the right, and after 2 kilometers you will see this, that. He gave me all the information, how to go there, or what would you see on the way. And then he gave me a map. And then now I came out and get a taxi. So now three things I have at hand. The map of London, the taxi driver like a guru, map is like Bhagavad Gita, and that person on the information booth is like a sadhu, Shastra, Guru. All three now I am looking at, I am aware. I know what I am doing, I know where I am going. Going to Trafalgar Square, okay. Odeon Cinema on the left, High School on the right, map, yep, same road. Yeah, all three are matching. If they don't, we have to stop right there. Driver, stop here, please. Because you are taking me wrong direction. You are my guru, but you are not right because you are not matching here with Sadhu and Shastra. We have to keep our eyes open. We are not blind people. Blind faith is bad. So we have to be always looking at, sometimes it happens. Sometimes by mistake, somebody may commit some mistake. It happens by mistake also. But we don't want to criticize, because if we criticize the person, we get the same thing in myself. Believe it or not. If I see some bad behavior in somebody, and if I start gossiping, oh, look at that. The moment I do it, the same bad quality will come to me. It is very clear. I don't want to make it a gossip of the town, gossip of the temple. I want to report to the authorities and just, my job is over. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And it's a concern. It's not the person is bad. It's a concern about the person's behavior. We need to correct it, help him in correction. That's all. Very good question. Any other? Yes.
So you were speaking about simple living, I think. So how can we understand that we are living simple and our thinking is high?
Very good question. Simple living, high thinking. What does that mean? How we can do that? Srila Prabhupada gave a slogan. It is written on many books. Chant and be happy. Because simple living, we cannot hang on to that platform for long. Simple living platform, we cannot. We can go there at the simple living platform, but we will fall down very soon. Why? Because we have given up our chanting. Simple living means chant our rounds carefully, attentively. Anyone who is within ISKCON or outside ISKCON, if you are not feeling ecstatic while chanting your 16 rounds, if ecstasy is gone, it means simply that knowingly or unknowingly I have committed an offense. Because ecstasy will just go away, right away. And ecstasy will come because disease means I am not behaving what is inside and what is outside. There is inconsistency in my behavior, in my mansa, vacha, karmana. They are not in line. 3 points, mansa, vacha, karmana, my mind, my speech and my activities. If they are in line, free from all encumbrances, free from all disease. Because diseases are from mind. And when mind is satisfied, yes, what I study, what I preach, what I do, they are all in line. Then I become free from all anxieties. Otherwise, my existence is full of anxieties. Nobody can stop it. I'm putting myself in trouble, my own thing. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Any other questions? Yes, Prabhu. You take off the mask and make it clear, so because I don't know. Very, very good question. What to do as a devotee when family members, they could be parents, they could be children, they could be wife or husband, when they are not supporting how to execute Krishna consciousness? It can be answered in several ways. One way, Srila Prabhupada gave a crude example, like a lady who has a paramour. She does all the household things very nicely. And nobody can feel that, oh, she has something else in the mind. So same way we can have Krishna consciousness in our mind, in our heart, in our activities, and do not preach to parents, do not preach to family members. Why? Because I am not strong enough at this moment to be able to counter their arguments and opposition. I am not very strong. So in the beginning I would advise not to reveal your mind, not to reveal your activity, not to reveal your Krishna consciousness to those who are opposing in your family right in the beginning. Once you become fixed yourself, become strong in yourself, Then you start preaching to them gradually, not by arguing, but by loving, but by caring, but by giving them prasadam, by serving them nicely. Then parent will say, many parents in America, when their devotees joined Prabhupada, then the parents were opposing. But one parent came to Prabhupada, Swamiji, my son doesn't obey me, doesn't live with me, he's living with you, you have taken away my son, and now, but one good thing I want to mention, he has become a better person now. He is very obedient, very nice to me. He sometimes brings the cookies that you give him in temple. So we want to serve them and perform our all duties so nicely and remain fixed in our own austerities and chant our rounds before everyone is up. They even do not notice that I have finished my rounds. I can do anything now what I want. But I have finished. So the power is, first of all, fix yourself. Do not argue. Dante nidhaya tinakam padyor nipatya kako shatam etad ahbramimi. He sadhavo sakal vihaya durad chaitanya chandra charane kartanuraga. Dante nidhaya tinakam, putting a straw between the teeth. I approach materialistic people, my parents, my wife, my husband, my children, my boss, my society, my friend circle. I approach them with folded hands. Kako shatam, I bow down to your feet, and 100 times I fold my hands. Hey sadhu, O learned man, O learned father. Like Prahlad Maharaj said, O Asurvaryadehinam, my great father, great demon, best of the demons. So I want to call my father. Sadhu, you are learned in my father, you are learned in my wife, you are learned in my husband, you are learned in my boss. Sakal vihaya durad. Whatever nonsense you have learned, please give it up. Please. Then what you do? What I ask? Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kartanuraga. Just become attached to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, my father, my brother. My mother, I asked her, chant. She said, no, I can't. My mother rejected. But then I continuously massaging her feet every day. She said, ask my son, what do you want? I am very pleased because you massage my feet whole night, 2 hours. I said, Mom, I want nothing. I want you to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And she agreed, and at the time of death, she could predict her death 2 hours before. I was in USA, I called her, Mom, I want to come and see you. No need to come. I am okay. Your brothers are helping me. If you want to come, can you come at 12? I said, 10 o'clock in India, you are talking 12 o'clock. How can I come from USA to India in 2 hours? She said, then don't worry. She left body exactly at 12. Hare Krishna.